Good evening and welcome to 16 by 9, The Bigger Picture. It's never an easy decision to place a loved one in a nursing home. And for many families, the constant worry of how they're cared for is stressful. Tonight, 16 by 9's Leslie Roberts brings you a story about how one daughter went to extremes to expose how her mother was being treated. And what she caught on tape is disturbing.
This is the video that's causing shock and outrage for a London, Ontario family. It's a video that no son or daughter should have to see of their 89-year-old mother, handled carelessly.
Oh, we were horrified. We were horrified. Absolutely.
Janet Bromell can barely watch this video of her own mother.
Makes you sick.
This fragile, elderly woman you see here struggling to stand was a beloved mother and grandmother. Her name is Jean Holden. She was born in Montreal in 1920. She was a graduate of McGill University with a Bachelor of Science. She was a woman ahead of her time.
My mother could be very feisty. She just had lots of spirit, and she didn't take no lying down, so to speak.
But in this video, this once vibrant woman is not even strong enough to fight back or speak out for herself. And what happened to her in this nursing home has her family feeling angry and guilty.
Oh, it's too hard.
Hard for Janet to talk about after making a hard decision of placing her mom in a home that offered 24-hour care. She said she had no choice after watching her mom's health slowly deteriorate. Janet came here to Longworth Long-Term Care. It's in London, Ontario, where she thought her mom was going to get top-rate care.
It would look clean, it's new.
But then she started to wonder about her choice.
You'd be sitting at the little coffee thing in the front hall, and they would wheel coffins by with a dead person in it to the hearse. They wheel them right by the coffee area. Wow. Isn't that awful?
And then came some serious care issues.
I noticed she was all hot and everything. I said, "Mom, what's going on?" And there she was. They'd had given her a shower, put her nightie on, and then put her clothes on top of her nightie, so it's at bedtime at 7 o'clock, they wouldn't have to just take off her clothes, and she's all nightied up.
And then came the bruises.
She would complain about the night staff being rough, which I found bruises, which I pointed out to them on her wrists at the beginning.
Janet complained over and over again and started visiting her mother more and more.
That's why I had to go all the time. It was just constantly checking up. One time they sent her to emerge at 8 in the morning. I was at work and I hear this message. They didn't phone my daughter, they didn't call my cell phone, nothing.
And then the final straw.
I walked into her room one afternoon and found her soaking wet, with her underwear around her ankles, lying in her bed, soaking wet. Now, why? That's finished me. That's what got me to buy the camera. They tried to insinuate she did it to herself. This woman could not roll her underwear down around her ankles.
Janet was so outraged, she went out and purchased a hidden camera. It cost her $700.
I place it here like this between two photographs. Okay, so now this is the worker who's obviously getting the bed ready. And she's obviously, I guess, thinking, how am I going to get her into bed?
Janet's giving us a play-by-play of this disturbing video she captured with her hidden camera that she placed inside her mother's room.
So she leans her up against the bed here, and puts her arm against her there to try and hold her up. My mother cannot support her own weight, and she crashes to the floor.
89-year-old Jean Holden falls hard. And then watch what her personal support worker does next. She picks up poor Jean Holden like a rag doll and just tosses her on the bed. She then continues to get Jean ready for bed like nothing happened.
This is the part that gets me. See, she's looking at the door.
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh my God. I wanted to crucify this woman.
There is a lot more activity on the tape, but according to Janet, it takes 38 minutes before the registered nurse on duty comes in the room.
Why did she then proceed to get her ready for bed? She didn't call anybody in at that point. I have to presume my mother was unresponsive. That's why she called. This is the RN.
Janet says this video of her mother is very important because, had she not had it, this is what the nursing home wanted her to believe.
I left a message on my machine, "Your mother has fallen, please call us." The girl said, "Oh yes, the personal support worker, your mother was in her wheelchair when she went to the bathroom to get a face cloth in that time, that 20 seconds she was away your mother fell out of her wheelchair.
The very next day, Janet confronted the home with her video.
I said, I understand my mother's fall was from falling out of her wheelchair while the nurse got her a face cloth. Yes. I said, well, not so. I have it on camera. And she just looked at me like deer in headlights.
And the representative she spoke to was furious about the camera.
They treated me like I was the criminal. They told me to take the camera out of the room. I said, this is legal. I checked with a lawyer. They said, well, no, it's not.
The reality is that having a hidden camera in a home is a legal gray zone.
I checked with a lawyer. He said it was not illegal to do it. It's not legal either. You see, there's that sort of gray area, and that's my mission in this, is to have it be allowed that if the family or the residents, power of attorney, whatever, want a camera in the room, they should be allowed.
The worker was fired, and just 3 weeks later, Jean Holden was dead.
I just felt badly, you know. She'd had the last 6 months was or even year was really unhappy. And I feel very guilty that she had to go through this.